Am I back in? Wow. Hope that don't happen.
Hello YouTube and welcome to the Veedverks Bandit series here for the Kansas Lottery 300 here at the Kansas Speedway playoff race number 4. First race of round number 2 for the Bandits playoffs.
Alright, be smart out there.
We have 7 drivers competing for 4 spots.
Hammer down, green
right now, Corey, Jaywood, Miz, and Spoob are the ones in prior to the round starting. iRock, Trans, and Two Words are the ones outside looking in. We have 9 drivers tonight, including the rookie in the 35, Malenko, making his first start here in the Veedverks Bandit series. Let's go through our running order here. So in the front row, we have the 88 and the 5 teammates, Jaywood and Too Fast For You. In row 2, we have the 22 and the 7, that's Corey and Crazy. In row 3, we have the 35 and the 60, so that's Malenko and...
Inside.
Trans Am. In row 4, we have the 74 of Spoon and the 20 of Miz. And in row 5, we have the 61 of Stoner. Your field of 9 heading through turn 3 now, double wide. The news coming in following last night announced on the broadcast, Miz did not advance to the next round. Well, following DQ of the 19 car last night and coming down to a tiebreaker, Miz's 10th place finish at Dover led him to make it into the next round of the Cup Series playoffs. Meanwhile, we're green here in the Bandits. The 88 of Jaywood clear of the 5 of Too Fast For You. Here comes the 22 of Corey to the inside. Again, these two, they have 18 wins on the season here in the Bandit Series. 12 for Corey, 6 for Jaywood. Double wide here through 3 and 4 to 5 of Too Fast For You on the outside. Following his teammate, the 60 of Trans moves up to 4. Back into 1, Jaywood using that outside lane to his advantage, trying to clear Corey, and he will do so. Back into 3, Too Fast For You moving up the second. He cleared Corey on the entry, but Corey gets back down to the inside. See if he can clear him on the exit. Too Fast will clear. Corey now battling Trans for third. See Malenko and Spoo side by side following Corey and Trans there. They are in 4th and 5th. Or 5th and 6th. Spoob using that really high lane. He's in the wall, actually. He's going to give up a spot here to the 35. Trans clear of Corey and all others for third. Malenko looking to get the spot on Corey into turn 1 for 4. The 35 does clear to 22 on the back stretch. Corey right on the back bumper. Here goes Malenko looking to the inside of Too Fast For You. He's looking for third.
Crazy. No, we're okay right now. It just has a couple seconds here and there.
Back out front, Jaywood has about a 5-car length lead over Too Fast For You. Or, I'm sorry, Trans. Trans gets into the wall. He's going to relinquish second to Too Fast For You. Or not. He's going to try to hang tough on the inside. Sliding up the track now, up in front of the 35, trying to complete the slide jump. The 35 gets to his inside. Trans with a huge block on the outside lane.
Wow, that's bad.
35 on the inside of the 60, back into 1.
You got room, you're clear there.
Remember, this stage is 45 laps long. See Too Fast For You working the back bumper of Trans there through 3 and 4. Again, the outside lane is the preferred line here. And they both will clear the 35 of Malenko back into 1. Everybody running nose to tail here.
Car there
Got
on
the
inside.
JRM
All clear.
squad
Got a car low
running
now.
first, third, and fifth right now. 60 gets into the wall. He's going to have to relinquish the spot to the 5. Back into 1, too fast for you. We'll clear trans. Here comes Malenko on the inside. Oh, they're making a little bit of contact using the bumpers there on the outside lane. Trans and too fast for you are all over that lane. Second through fourth now fall single file. Back up front, Jay Wood is scooting away. Now 15 to 20 car lengths out in front of too fast for you. Malenko peeking to the inside of the 7. They're off of turn 2, looking to get back the spots he just lost. 35, I believe, got the wall there in 3. Back in the 6th position, we have Spoob and Stoner going at it. Spoob on the inside lane, Stoner on the outside. The 5 of too fast for you gets into the wall up there. Oh, the 35 is loose.
He's had a nightmare.
Took the 35, made contact with the 7, and he lost a lot of momentum. Had to catch the car again. Good thing it's early here in stage 1. Back up front now, it's the JRM trio leading this. Jay Wood, about 20 car lengths out in front of Too Fast For You, Crazy. Trans in 4th, Stoner up to 5th. Pit stops on the horizon. We should expect these guys to pit in the next 10 or so laps. See the 35 of Malenko working the outside of the 74. He will get that spot. That is moving the 35 back into 6th. The top, the 2nd through 4th are nose to tail and riding right next to that outside wall. Ever so close. I wouldn't be surprised if those cars have some right side damage. Especially with the 5 car actually got into the wall earlier. The 7 and the 60, they're running more closer with their left sides on the seam and trying to avoid the outside wall more. The 5 really just trying to get as much of an advantage he can, running within inches of that outside wall. These 3, they're working nose to tail. They're actually closing the gap to the 88 car. Too Fast For You really is close it down to about 15 car lengths. Maybe 10 now. And it's the teammates. They're working nose to tail. The 7 was shoving the 5 car down the back stretch. The 60's hanging in the draft. Really good progress by these 3 drafting together, and it really is making the claim 3 cars are better than 1. Especially here at the Kansas Speedway where it's nearly wide open all the way around. Draft is your friend. Now they're going to pull right up to the back bumper of the 88. Oh, the 5 gets really high up the track. The 7 almost had a peek to the inside of the 5. The 60 looking to the inside. They're all going to fall back to single file. So here's the thing, they made up all that time on Jay Wood. The hard part now is trying to pass Jay Wood. Jay Wood right now leading here in the first stage, looking for his 7th win on the season and trying to lock himself a spot at Homestead. Remember, if a playoff driver wins today's race, they are moving on to a championship race. They have a chance to compete for the Bandit Championship down at Homestead in about 5 or 6 weeks' time, depending on how the schedule falls. Top 3 JRM cars nose to tail, the 88.5 and the 7. They've kind of broken away a little bit from the 60 at Trans. Whether he made a mistake or they just pulled on him. They really are utilizing that Highland to their advantage. Once the 5 got up to the back bumper of the 88, he's ran about half a lane lower on the outside lane. So he hasn't been as close to the wall as we saw him while he was leading the train of cars he was leading. As I say that, the 5's in the wall there. And the 5 looking down the racetrack, he may be coming to pit road here, and yes he is. Oh, he slides up the track a bit, but he does get back down. The 61, I don't know if the 61 utilized the entire apron through 3 and 4.
He didn't. He entered at the exit of 4. He just braked where you would for just to dive down on one worse.
We're hearing pass-through penalty on the 61 car not utilizing the full pit entry. Back up here. Oh, Spoob was looking for the spot on Corey there. Further down pit road, the 88 of Jaywood and the 60 of Trans make their way into the pit lane. The 35 of Malenko, the 5 of Too Fast For You, and the 61 of Stoner coming out of the pits. Here comes the 7 of Crazy working his way to the pit lane. Oh, somebody spun on pit exit. Or did they? The 74 coming to pit lane now. 61 passes pit entry. We'll see when he comes to serves his pass through.
Fuel's got to be low, driver. Let's pit this lap.
Looks like the 5 of Too Fast For You will take the lead here. He was the first one out of the top 4 to pit. Here he comes to the outside of Jaywood.
Technically, Miz is in the lead. Yep. I was just letting him know technically Miz is in the lead.
Here comes the 20 car. He should be the last car to pit here.
Slow down.
'61 is still running. '61 is still posted on the board. He may not be scored soon. Here comes the 60 Trans Am. Back up front, the 5 of Too Fast For You leads the 88 of Jaywood. And they've kind of pulled a gap here to the next set of cars, the 7 of Crazy, and then the 61 in 4th. Here he comes to pit lane now, serving his pass through. Or not, he doesn't. He doesn't make the turn 3 entry. It looked like he was maybe trying to carry too much speed, not really sure. He didn't make a full move to the apron or anything. The 60 at Trans does get by for the 4th position right now. The 61 who's posted on the board running in 5th. Corey's on the tail end of the lead lap. That's a surprise. I'm not really sure what happened to the 22 car.
No, I think Corey's the leader.
Oh, the 22 is the leader.
He's gonna have to pit in the next couple laps, so.
22 has not pitted yet.
No, he did early. He pitted way early when he fell off the pace.
They said 22 is on an alternate strategy here. We'll see if it works out for him. Maybe he just has to make this one pit stop and finish the stage out. The others may stop to make one more pit stop as well. We'll see if Corey can finesse strategy in his way. I don't believe the 61 is coming down. I don't believe he feels he
Are you
deserves
sure
the
your
pass.
mic's not muted? Are you sure you're in the call? I'm just making sure.
Here comes the 22 of Corey to pit lane.
We got 20 more left.
The 61 is on pit lane, serving a pass through now. So the 61 no longer posted now. 88 in the 5. Still leading this thing. Jay Wood did get out in front of Too Fast For You. Jay Wood back out in front of his teammate. Let's see where Corey comes out. '61 is actually taking service with his stop. We'll see how that goes. So now when V88 comes flying by via 22, actually no, never mind, it's already happened. Jay Wood does take over the race lead yet again. Teammate of the 5, Too Fast For You there in second. They've broken away from the rest of the field. '74 has a lot of damage. I don't know if he hit the wall or something. Yeah, a lot of damage for the 74. He did hit the wall. The 20 of Miz about to fall one lap down to the race leaders here. Giving them lots of room. 88 and the 5 will work to the outside and clear the 20. 61 all over the road on the front stretch, clipped the grass and hit up a sandstorm. 35 of Malenko, I believe, is running third, up in front of the 7 of Crazy. '60 of Trans coming off the pit lane now.
I'm really fourth. Trans is ahead of me. He just made an early pit stop.
Back up front, the 5 dives to the inside of Jay Wood. They're going to race a little bit, but they're not going to race too hard. Their teammates, and it's very early in the race. That's the 5 of Too Fast For You, trying to take over the race lead here. Loses a little bit of momentum on the entry of 35. He was coming to pit road. He is not. Got a little group of cars here. The 22 of Corey working with around Trans here. They both made pit stops here. They should probably be able to make it to the end of stage 1. The 7 of Crazy either made a mistake or something fell off the pace because the 60 and the 22 are going right on by him. So that means the 88 of Jay Wood, the 5 of Too Fast For You, the 35 of Malenko, the 7 of Crazy, and the 20 of Miz is your top 5.
The problem with the 7 is that he stopped racing the top. I don't know if it's a setup or what, but he has to race the bottom now, all the way around the track.
So if the 20 is 1 lap down to our current race leaders, that means there's only 4 cars on the lead lap. Very early here in stage 1, several varying strategies. We'll see who comes out on top here at the end of stage 1 and who's on the lead lap. We have about 12 laps to go now as the leaders come to the start-finish line. Or 11 laps to go, my bad.
10 to go.
2 down. We have 10 laps to go. This time they'll come to 9 laps to go. Jay Wood still leading over too fast. Back here to battle to be Trans and Corey going at it hard. These may be the guys that end up coming out on top here in the stage, the 35 to pit lane. And here comes the 7 to pit lane as well. We'll be watching to see when V88 and the 5 make their move. I have a moment. Make sure you go to Veedverks.com and use promo code VCOS for a discount on CBD-based products and needs. They are our series and league sponsor, and they do wonders for you. Other news coming out of the Veedverks camp, they are attempting to get another NASCAR driver sponsored for an Xfinity race. The talks are about Bobby Dale Earnhardt getting a Veedverks sponsorship for Darlington later this year in the Xfinity series. Veedverks did attempt to sponsor a cup car to Carl Long a couple years ago, and that plan kind of fell through. So it's nice to see our series sponsor try to get back into the sport once again. And make sure you use promo code VCOS and get some of their products and give them a little bit more support as they attempt to get back into our beloved sport. Back on the backstretch, the 88 and the 5 come to pit lane together. So this is going to be interesting to see who comes out in front. There goes the 74 and lapping himself once, so putting the 74 1 lap down. This time by will be coming around to 5 to go for whoever is the race leader.
No. We're going to be coming to 6 to go. Because I'm back on the lead lap.
We'll be coming to 6 to go. The 5 comes out in front of the 88, so there's a little bit of strategy there. Let's see where the 5 comes out. He's trying to race the 16 to 22. They're coming with a full head of steam. The 5's got to use the apron here. I think the 5 may have taken 2 tires or a splash or something trying to get to the end here. The 5 back onto the racetrack. The 16 to 22 coming with a full head of steam down the backstretch. The 88 comes down behind them. The 5 is going to come out of turn 4, 5 laps to go in stage 1. And if he took 2 tires, it's going to be interesting to see if the 16 to 22 can catch him. He has about 40 car lengths on him. No, that's a lot less actually. It looks more like 30 car lengths. And they may be able to do something here in the next 4 laps. The 5 car looks like he's kind of struggling there, trying to use the outside, keep the car under him. Probably took 2 tires.
Spoob, you're back on the lead lap? Everybody on the lead lap?
The 74 is on the lead lap, so that means all 9 drivers are on the lead lap. Here comes the 60 and the 22. 3 laps to go. closed right up to that 5 car. So it's going to be interesting to see can the 5 duke it out with these two.
Getting low on
Does he
gas,
have the
getting low
tires,
on
the
gas.
grip,
You're
the
running
60
on
to the
fumes out
inside,
there.
down the backstretch. The 22 looking, peeking to the inside, thinks about it again, keeps it 2 wide instead of 3. Back into turn 3 to 5, utilizing the outside lane to his advantage as best he can. But the 60 and the 22, they're trying to get by. The 22 looking to the inside of the 60. The 5 catches the wall. Here comes the 88. 2 laps to go. The 60 and the 22 continue to work nose to tail. Here comes the 88 with a full head of steam, trying to get around the 5 car before it's too late.
Bring it out pit road here. We're almost out of fuel.
It's going to come down to another one of our crazy stage finishes here. The 60 sliding up the track, the 22 trying to look under him. This time by will be last lap here in stage 1. Let's see where Corey can set him up. Here comes the 88, but is it too late? 1 lap to go here. 88 looking to the outside of the 22. Remember, the 88 has severely fresher tires than these two.
Go.
He can't get there. He's got to pass 2 cars in 1 turn. There's 4 cars nose to tail going into turn 3. The 88 looking to the outside. The 60 slides up, throws the block, trying to stay out of the wall. They're going to be side by side coming to the line. It's going to be the 60 as they're 3 wide behind them. The 22 in second, the 88 in third, and the 5 in fourth. 4 cars under a blanket as they came across the line. It turns out it's going to be Trans getting another stage win.
Fuel's got to be low, drivers.
Interesting to see that the 61 served the pass-through and still finished in front of some drivers who
That'll earn you a few
were on the
stage
lead
points.
lap.
Because he waited to take his penalty to where he could pit and make it to the end.
Yeah.
So the top 5 is Trans, Corey, Jaywood, Too Fast for You, and Crazy. Those 5 will be getting stage points towards their season point totals. Alright, so we'll line them up double wide and we'll send them at it again.
Be smart.
Here we
Keep your
go.
head
Coming
on
to the
straight.
restart, we got
Be
the
ready.
60 to 22, the 88, the 5, the 7, the 61, 35, 74, and 20. Green flag back in the air. We're racing in Kansas.
Still there.
The
All
60
right,
of
you're clear
Trans
there.
able to
Car on the
clear
outside now.
Corey into the corner, trying to keep the 88 behind him. Notice
Top
how fast
three,
that 88 is.
Car on the outside now.
Oh, and a 7! Issues there.
Car
Makes
outside, hold
contact
the
with the 35. They keep it straight all the way on the bottom of the racetrack. Issues for the
outside.
7. Really slow on the apron here off the pace. You see major vibration in that car. The entire car is shaking.
Still there.
Back up front, the 60 of Trans holds on to the lead, but the 88 of Jaywood using the outside lane.
Still there. Car there on the inside. All clear.
The top 4 that finished first through 4th at the end of stage 1 are back again and nose to tail through 3 and 4. Now they fan out.
Excellent lap there. Good job.
The 88 of Jaywood all over the back bumper, the 60 down the front stretch, but he doesn't get the advantage on the outside. Looks like the 60 is a really good car there on the inside. Oh, but the 88 pulls right up to the back bumper.
Still there.
Here comes the 5 down the inside of the 22.
Stay on the bottom here. Still there.
Remember, Trans is a playoff contender on the
Excellent lap
outside
there. Good
looking
job.
in. How awesome would it be for him to get himself a win and walk himself into the final round of the playoffs and a chance
Would
to
not
win
be
the
awesome.
championship at home?
Sorry.
This 22 hard into the wall.
Stay on the bottom. Careful. Still there. got room, you're clear there.
88 and Jaywood passes the 60, tries to slide jump at the 60 with the crossover.
Excellent lap
Trans
there.
trying to
Good job.
get back out in front of Jaywood, slides all the way up the track to block him. Back into one, the 60 on the inside. That lane's been working for him. The 88 on the outside, what we thought was the preferred line here. The 60 is making his time on the inside. The 5 looked to the inside of the 88.
Got a car
Falls
low
back
now.
in line.
You got room, you're clear.
Seven's gone, I think.
The 7 has blown a motor here at Kansas, another DNF. You hate to see it, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. That drops us back to the 8-car field. We have on the track now 6 of them, 7 of them in the corner, 35 tangled up with the 7 earlier in the stage.
Keep it up now. That was your best lap ever. Top 3, use it if you need it.
The 60 back out front against trying to fend off against Jaywood on the outside. Oh, the 60 got loose, and there goes the 88. And the 5 will follow suit. Look who's coming. The 20 is Miz. Dive into the inside of the 60. Maybe gonna try a slide job here. He does clear the 60 and slides all the way up the racetrack. Here comes the 22 to the outside of the 60. 60's losing momentum and losing spots quick. If I have to say anything, I think that 60 car's got a real short run car. The 88 continues to work the outside lane, but now his teammate has switched from following back to trying to get around him. Driving to the inside goes the 5 car. He couldn't get beside his teammate back into one. He's going to try to regroup and go at it again here using the middle lane. The 88 actually comes down the block. However, Vader didn't slow it down a little too much when he entered the corner. Back into 3, Corey looking to the inside of Miz. That's for 3rd. Top 4, no tail, all running that outside lane. Miz drops to the middle. Three cars, 3 different manufacturers, 2nd through 4th, but they're all chasing Batman in the 88. Top 4 again running nose to tail. Miz all over the back bumper of Corey. It's pretty early here in stage 2, so I think these guys maybe they're racing for a position, but they're not really racing their hearts out for position right now. Very early in stage 2, and pit stops on the horizon. And they're gonna let stage 2 play out a little bit more before they go all out on racing each other. Look, the 22 thinks otherwise, though, pushing the 5 right up to the back bumper of the 88 and drives all the way down the inside, maybe trying to get 2 in one corner. Does get side by side with the 88. What a lunge from Corey. Entered turn 3 behind the 5 car and almost got 2 for 1. Was side by side with the 88 down the front stretch, fell back, was battling the 5 car down the front stretch, trying to clear the 5 here on the back. Oh, he couldn't clear, makes contact with him.
Still there.
Here comes Miz looking to the middle lane. Corey's on the inside of the 5, Miz chilling behind him in 4. As they battle, the man and the 88 driving away from him. Jay Wood again looking for his 7th win in the Bandit Series this season. Corey looking for what I believe is his 13th on the season. Oh, the 60's in
My
there.
God, I was completely off the gas turning. I barely missed him. Oh my.
5 gets the wall, loses a lot of momentum and a lot of spots. Miz up to 2nd, Corey to 3rd. The 5 of Too Fast for You falls back to 4th, now fends off Trans in the 60 for 5th. Here comes the 20 to pit road. Trying to get the short pit on.
Back it down, back it down.
The battle for 4th rages on. The 5 and the 60, Too Fast for You and Trans. The 60 into the wall, but is up in 4th now. Or 3rd as Miz is pitted. 20 is down and away. Still the only driver to make his way to pit road now.
All right now, dig, dig, dig.
This time by, the leader will be coming around to 25 laps to go in stage number 2. They still have to make one more pit, or Miz still has to make one more pit stop. We'll see how long the rest of the field will go, and if they can try to make it a one-stop stage. I think that's what most drivers are trying to do here. Trans and Too Fast for You continue to duke it out for the 3rd position. They all shift to the inside lane. Back in the 5th position, Spoob out in front of Stoner trying to fend off the 61's attempts. Here comes the 61 down the inside. He can't get side by side with the 74 back in the 1, falls back in line. 22 comes fell back a lot from the 88, or something happened to the 22. It's now a 3-car battle for 2nd. The 60 goes by the something's wrong with the 22. Really off the pace here.
He's probably trying to save
2 cars by.
I thought it was gonna be 45 laps. I didn't look.
Here comes the 5-car to pit lane now, along with the 88. The 60 dives at the last second onto the pit line, onto the apron. The 35 is already on pit road. The 74, the 88. Oh, the 88 lost a lot of time on pit entry. I think the 88's out of gas. The 60, the 5, the 61, the pit lane. The 74 and the 88, they're out of fuel on the apron. The 22... he's still out here. Oh, he's sputtering. 22's out of gas on the backstretch. So the driver's in the best position right now is the 20 of Miz, who pitted several laps early, and the 35 who pitted a lap earlier than most of the field. The 22 of Corey on the apron in turn 3, coasting the pit road. At the moment, he's still your race leader. There goes the 35 by the 22. So
God damn, he made it.
22 did make it to pit road.
I'm leader now.
The 20 car is your race leader. He did short pit, and he probably does have to make another pit stop before this stage is over.
I'd like to see everybody else run it the whole way without going really slow. Good luck.
And the 20 has a huge lead right now. Second place is about an entire turn behind.
20 more laps, no mistake.
I believe that's the 60 car. More like the entire backstretch behind. The 60 at Trans is in second right now. 61 to Stoner. He's flying around the track, but I don't think he's saving. He goes right on by the 5 and the 60. So I believe this race, this is going to turn into more like an F1 race where the drivers go about 40 to 50% instead of 100%. Drivers were all off the pace here trying to save fuel. Corey right now in the best position. But Corey's a lap down. I believe the only car who can make it on fuel is that 22. So again, another very strategic race here in the Veedverks Bandit Series. This usually produces the most interesting strategy races we can get. And several strategies are on showcase here. The 20 of Miz catching lap traffic. I bet it's going to put a smile on his face to know that he's about to lap the 88 of Jay Wood. There goes Miz by the 88. 88 ran out of gas coming to pit lane and is a lap shorter on field than the 22 is. The 20 of Miz is about to put 6th place Scooby a lap down. So we make 5 cars on the lead lap. I believe 5th, the last car in the lead lap would be the 35 car after the 74 goes one down. Right now the 61 of Stoner in second. Heading over the 5 of Too Fast For You and the 60 of Trans. They're all... This is insane to watch drivers go about 60% all the way around the racetrack. You hear guys, they're getting onto the gas really late. They're barely touching the gas. They're going about half throttle all the way around the track. It's like we're watching an ARCA race. So the 20 of Miz did put the 74-1 down. Here's the thing, Miz knows he can't make it on fuel. So he's going all out, making these guys have to push their fuel limits. He knows he's got a pit, so he's opening up the biggest gap he can, so he can come down, get a splash, and go. While the rest of the field is going 50% throttle all the way around the racetrack and still losing time to the 20 car. The 20 car is almost lapped the whole field. Like in terms of where they are on the racetrack, the field, the rest of the cars on the lead lap were in turn 3 when he was coming through turn 2. So he's getting close to lapping the whole field here in terms of length-wise, and physical position-wise. But he does have to pit. It's going to be... How much of a gap does he have?
20.7 seconds.
So the 20 of Miz right now with a 21-second lead, but he does have to pit. It's going to be really interesting to see where he comes out. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, the 35 car Malenko has moved up to second. He probably does have to pit as well. He does not appear to be saving.
All right, 10 to go. Keep it nice and smooth for it.
So right now in third place, the 61 of Stoner, I believe, is in the next best position. Again, he's going about 50%, 60% throttle all the way around. This is insane. I've never seen drivers have to go 50, 60% throttle for like 20 laps, 20 plus laps. Here comes the 20 of Miz coming up to lap 5th and 4th place, the 60 of Trans and the 5 of Too Fast for You.
Fuel's got to be low, driver. Let's pit this lap.
Miz right now coming down the pit lane. When he crosses the line, it'll be 8 laps to go.
You're going too fast.
In stage 2. So here's the moment of truth. Where does Miz come out? And will he be able to pass the cars he has to? Depending on where he comes out. He's most likely only going to take about a can of fuel. Here comes the 61 of Stoner. He's going by now. The 20's coming off the pit lane.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
The good news for Miz is that these guys, they're still going about quarter throttle. I believe this makes the 35 of Malenko your race leader, but he does have to pit as well. More than likely. Looks like the 61 is picking up a little pace. The 5's going for the overtake. The 5's looking for second. And what could eventually be the battle for the stage win. $35 Malenko still running around. We'll see when he pits. If he pits. The battle for second, the 5 has cleared the 61. These guys who have been saving fuel, they picked up the pace a little bit. The 35's on pit road, so now he relinquishes the lead to the 5 of Too Fast for You.
Time to go, driver.
And now we're getting the racing back on. These drivers, they finally found the throttle, and they've moved it to the floor. The 61 to the outside of Too Fast for You. The 61 of Stoner back into the lead. What a remarkable bounce back he's made after serving a pass-through penalty in stage 1. This time by will be 3 laps to go for the race leader. These guys, they've picked up the pace again. Can they make it to the end without sputtering? Because Miz, who knows he can make it to the end, is coming full power. Stoner still leads the 5 of too fast for you and the 60 Trans. The top 3 under a blanket. If they come off of turn 4, they'll take 2 laps to go in stage 2.
2 to go, driver.
Can they make it to the end? Did they save enough? They're not saving fuel anymore. They are just running nose to tail flat out here. We'll be coming to 1 lap to go here in stage number 2. Let's see if the 5 of too fast is going to try to pass the 61 here.
White flag, dig, driver.
The 60 of Trans going for the slide job for second. He will clear the 5 car. Back in the 3 to 61 of Stoner. Holding the bottom. The 60 dove it in. Trying to get the run on the outside. He can't get the run. It's going to be the 61 coming off of turn 4 and taking the stage victory here in stage 2 over the 60 of Trans. The 5 of Too Fast for You. The 20 of Miz. And the 22 of Corey. That is your top 5 in stage 2, and those 5 will be getting points added to their season total. The rest of you ordered the 88, the 74, and the 35. The rest of the cars ready. While we have a moment, make sure that you go to Veedverks.com and use promo code VCOS for discounts on CBD-based products and needs. Go out there and support them. Again, they're trying to make a return to the sport of NASCAR, trying to sponsor Bobby Dale Earnhardt in an Xfinity race later this season in Darlington. We'll line them up double wide again and try it again for 110 laps for stage 3.
Oh, I wish I had a pen.
Starter has the green flag in his
The
hand.
field of 8 lined up double wide, 4 rows deep. The 61, 65, 20, 22, 88, 74, 35 take the green here in Kansas. 107
Careful,
laps to go.
Car there on the inside. Car there on the inside.
The 5 of Too Fast You restarted in the 3rd position, back up to 2nd here, looking to take the race lead on the outside lane. Can he get the run off the corner? I believe he's pulled up beside the 61. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch. I believe the 5 led the lap. Back into turn 1, the 5 of Too Fast You does clear the 61.
Stay low. Still
We
there.
got the field of 8. Stacked up behind on the 61, trying to get the race lead back on the inside, fighting hard. The 5 hanging tough on the outside. You saw earlier the 5 in the preferred line, or so we think. The 61 and others have been able to make it work on the bottom lane. I believe these Bandits cars, they work a little bit differently than the Cup cars we see on Wednesdays.
Got one peeking outside.
61 again, but dive onto the inside. The 5's
You're
loose.
clear there.
Here goes the 20 to 2nd. The 5 trying to hang on as we go on board. The 35 to the inside of the 5. Malenko looking for 3rd. The 74 of Spoob right in 5th right now, looking around the 5, or maybe helping 5 as they work their way back into turn 1.
Still there.
Remember
All
that
right, you're clear there. Car there on the inside.
Corey, Jaywood, Miz, Spoob, and Trans are all able to lock themselves into Homestead with a win today. And a chance at the Veedverks Bandit Series Championship. Right now, Miz is your highest running
Still there.
championship contender in the third position. Stoner trying to play a little bit of playoff spoiler with his, which is somewhat becoming a more of a dominating performance, having to bounce back from penalty in stage 1, winning stage 2. Here comes the 20 looking to the outside of the 5. The 5 slides up looking to pass the 61.
Still there.
Getting into the wall allows the door
You got
to be
room. You're
open for
clear.
the 20. Up to second goes Miz. Spoob right now in 4th, looking to get up to the 5 car. '20 of Miz tries again on the outside, but that 61 is just so strong on the inside.
Stay high up here.
The
Still
5
there.
up beside the 20 down the back.
All right, you're clear there. Got one down low now. Half down, half to
The
go.
20 of
This
Miz
time out.
trying to fend off the 5 of too
Still
fast
there?
for you. Spoob is closed up to this lead battle.
You got
Let's
room.
say
You're
that
clear.
even though they're not battling with the 61, Stoner hasn't been able to pull away. They're 3 wide in the back for 5th. That's Corey Malenko and the 60 of Trans.
Stay
The
high,
60
stay
falls
high.
back.
Still there.
Makes it 3 wide again in the 3.
Clear low.
Back up front, the 20 trying to hang on to the second spot.
Car there
The
on
5
the
of too
inside.
fast for you, fighting back tough.
Clear low there.
Miz also trying to get to the race lead here. Huge run on the 61. Dives to the inside down the back. Here we go in the 3. The 20. He takes the line
Careful,
away from the
still there.
61. Oh, but he gets loose to the center of the corner. The 61
Car on
with
the
the run off
outside
the
now.
corner. Here comes the 5 to the outside. 20 using all that momentum on the apron of the racetrack. Trying to stay beside
Car
the
high, careful
61.
there.
He can't stay with them. The 5 to the outside of the 20. The 20 still on the inside lane, taking away the preferred line of the 61. The 74 has the feel of it
Careful.
all.
Still there.
Right on board with the 74
Stay
Spoon.
low. Careful. Still there.
The
You got
61
room,
of
you're
Stoner
clear there.
hangs on to the top spot.
Car on the outside now. You got room. You're clear.
It's an absolute dogfight between the
high,
3
careful.
manufacturers up here.
Clear high, clear high.
And let's not forget a while ago that 74 was a Dodge.
Inside.
The 20 of Miz still hanging tough on the outside, trying to
You're clear
stay
all
out
around
in front
there.
of the 5.
Car there on the inside.
Back in the pack, the 22 of Corey leading Trans. The 80
Oh,
of the J Woods in the wall, and the 35 of Malenko goes on by.
Clear all around there.
Back up front, no one's giving it in. Miz still on the outside. The 5 hasn't let up.
Got one down low now. You got room. You're clear there.
The top 4 under a blanket. The 74's
Car
in the
there on
wall.
the inside.
He's hanging with him. The 20. He
Clear
just
all around.
cannot get around that 5 car. Believe the
Hold your
74
line, got
got
one
in the
inside.
wall again and
Bottom clear.
again. Losing a lot of momentum now as Corey goes on by for 4. Miz all the way up the racetrack trying to get any advantage he can.
Careful, still there.
Still side by side with the 5 of 2 fast for you.
Hold your line,
This is
stay high.
going on
Still
about
there.
10 laps straight here. The 61 trying to block in the 20 a little
Careful,
bit down
still
the
there.
front stretch. Still side by side. And the 5 has the advantage, or so
Stay
we
high up
think.
here.
The
Still
61
there.
slides up the track. The 20 trying to get the run off the high side. The 61 blocking the 5 big time down the back.
Stay high up here. Still there.
The 5 trying to get to the inside of the 61. Miz trying to make it 3 wide for the race lead. He can't get to the outside of the 61.
Stay high.
The 5
Still there.
still working tough. There goes Miz to the outside.
Inside.
He's trying to get there. Scrape the wall on the entry of 1.
Careful, still there.
Looks like that 61 has lost all his
All
speed and
clear.
momentum here as we head into this stint on tires. He's just trying to maintain
No,
that
get out the
spot. Miz
fucking
is into the
wall.
Here comes
God
Corey.
damn it.
Corey looking to the
Got one
outside
down
of the
low now.
5.
All right, you're clear. You got room, you're clear.
And the 5's into the wall. There goes the 22 up to second.
Inside.
Stoner's in trouble.
You got room, you're clear there. Car there on the inside. All clear.
Corey using everything that 22 Ford Mustang
Hold
can
your
give
line,
him.
got one inside.
Down
All
the
right,
back
you're clear.
stretch they go. Pulling right up to the back bumper of the 61, looking to the outside. He's already beside him.
Getting low on gas, getting low on gas.
And
You're
around
running
the
off
outside
gears out
goes
there.
Corey to the race lead. Back here for third, Miz trying to hang on from too fast and Trans.
We've got to be hurting on fuel. Bring it down pit lane.
Whoa! And the 61 hard into the wall. Down the backstretch they go. Everybody's heading to pit lane.
The 60
Oh,
had
the
to
60
avoid me.
Trans back
This-
up onto the racetrack big time.
yeah, but the 60 had to avoid me.
Slow down.
That he should be
We've gotta
clear
hurting
for
on
that.
fuel. Bring it down pit lane.
I just wanted to make that clear before any.
Everybody's on pit lane. The 74 made his pit stop. I believe the 35 did as well.
It sputtered
It's
right
gonna
when I
be
went
interesting.
to hit the brake and it just kicked me sideways.
It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have a. It's gonna be like a race off of pit road under caution here. Several cars in their boxes at once. Here we go. The 22's down and away. The 61 follows. They're gonna be side by side. Be 88 and
You're
the
clear
60
pit
and the
road.
20. Here comes the 5. They're all racing the 74 and the 35 on pit exit.
Oh wow. Boy, they just cut off the 35 like he wasn't even there.
Wow, the 35 got blocked big time. We saw he was coming for full head of steam in the 88. out in front now in fourth. The undercut worked for the 74 Spoob, though, got him into the top 3. The 35 also battling with some of the faster guys.
Stay low.
He was running
Careful.
8th.
Still there. Stay on the bottom here. Still there. Clear high, bud. Outside, outside. All right, you're clear there.
Back here, Jay Wood hanging on to 4th. Trans is in 5th. Miz 6th. Malico 7th. And the 6th, and the 5 and 8th. He lost a lot of momentum down the backstretch, was side by side with Miz. Here comes the 35 to the outside. I apologize for all the notifications on the left side, trying to get those hidden, but I don't believe I can quickly right now. The 35 of Malico falls all the way back to 8th, Trans in 7th. The 5 of Too Fast For You in 6th. Miz right now riding in the top 5. Back up front, Spoob may have something to say about the second position with Stoner. Everybody running nose to tail, single file here. 20 of Miz sliding up the track a little bit. He's going to allow the 5 of Too Fast For You and the 60 of Trans to maybe close the gap a little bit. Again, what a nice run for the 74 Spoob. Eight of Jay Wood looking to close the gap to Spoob. Looking to the outside. Spoob, this is the battle for third. The 88 of Jay Wood using
Coming
the
to your
outside
outside,
lane, the
Steve.
74 on the inside, and the 20 of Miz with a full head of steam. He wants something to say. and how quickly Spoob is going to go from 3rd to right now 5th, trying to hang on to 6th. And is probably going to lose 7th as well. From battling the 2nd to all the way to 7th in a lap. Here comes the 74 to pit road. We have 2nd through 6th all running nose to tail. Corey's driven away definitely.
Still there? All right, clear out
Corey
back.
has about
Car there on
50
the
car
outside.
lengths on 2nd place, 35 the pit road.
All right, you're clear. Car there on the inside.
2nd
All
through
clear.
6th though, all under a blanket. Here comes the 61 for 3rd on Miz.
Got one peeking inside. All right, you're clear.
Back nose to tail. Miz just trying to stay with the 88, maybe have something to say about 2nd here. Sixty got the 5 to the outside of the 61. Now Miz riding in 3rd, closing the gap to the 88 at Jaywood. Looking down the middle lane. Again, 2nd through 6th, nose to tail here. 60 into the wall. This is going to allow the 61 a Stoner to get by her. If he throws a big block, never mind. Now
there on
Miz
the
trying to
inside.
hold on to 3rd from 2 passes for you again.
Clear low, bud.
Again, these two, they were side by side for the longest time earlier, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're
Careful.
side by side
Still
till
there.
their next pit stop.
All right, you're clear there.
But I am surprised that the 5 does fall back in line, back into the 4th position for him. Jaywood trying to gap the 20 car of Miz a little bit. Again, your series best, 1st and 2nd, 18 wins between them. Right now, Corey's in the position to lock himself in for a spot at Homestead, Miami, in battle for the Veedverks Bandit Series
Got a
Championship.
car coming inside now.
The 5 diving to the inside of the 20, trying to lock in the 3rd. The 20 is going to have a huge run back at
Bring it
him.
in here. You're low on gas.
Looking back to the outside. Miz fighting back hard on the outside of the 5. Down the backstretch they go. Here comes the 20 down pit lane. 20 trying to go for the undercut here.
No. Ugh.
Keeps the car under
God,
him.
why is it breaking loose on me there now? It's
You're going too
ridiculous.
fast.
I
You're
can't
almost
come
out of
on,
gas.
can't come off.
The 61 of Stoner is still out in front of the 60 of Trans. That is 4th that they're battling for. Here comes the 22 down pit road. Along with the 88, the 5, and the 61. Here comes the 60. Everybody's coming.
clear of the pits, hammer down.
It's going to be interesting to see where these guys come out compared to each other. 74 and the 35 go on by and lapping themselves. The 20 is down and away. Here comes the 88, the 5, the 61, and the 60 in that order. The 20's going to come flying by on the outside of them. Here comes the 74 as well. And a lot of cluster of cars on the back stretch.
Yeah, I've gotten worse and worse always.
The 22 of Corey still out in front, but Miz up to second. 8 of Jay Wood in third. The 5 of Too Fast For You in fourth. Trying to hang on to the fourth spot from Spook, battling him in fifth. The 60 of Trans in sixth. The 35 of Malenko seventh. And the 61 of Stoner in eighth. Corey out in front, big lead. Let's see if we can see any of the drivers who short pitted. Try to make the most of it right now. Miz in second. That is probably the best anybody's done on a short pit so far. '74, Spoob lost the battle he had with the 5 of Too Fast For You. So right now Spoob is trying to hang on to the 5th position of the 60. Of Trans coming up in 6th. I believe he's bringing along the 35 of Malenko in 7th. Spoob throwing the block on Trans here into turn 1 they go. Spoob on the outside lane, Trans on the inside, right in the yellow line. Spoob trying to stay side by side with him down the back. The 60 of Trans goes on by, making him the 5th position car. Spoob and Malenko right about where they were, 6th and 7th, after attempting the undercut. Several more pit stops to go this stage. At least 2 more.
Yeah, at least.
I believe some guys may have to do 3 more.
Man, if you gotta save more than 2-3 laps, there's no point in doing it. I showed that in the first stage.
Right now, the 20 of Miz trying to hang on to that second position. Here comes Aurora and Jay Wood, and too fast for you.
Yeah, they've been drafting. My car's falling off.
58 laps to go.
Halfway through the run like normal.
Coming to about the halfway point of stage 3 in a couple laps time.
Playoff time. You gotta expect Trans to be doing that. Where his position is. Oh, I thought it was my bad. Me?
Right now, the 61 of Stoner in the 8th position after what looked a little bit promising in the middle part of the race. Here comes the 88 of Jay Wood looking to the inside of Miz for second. Miz still fighting hard on the outside, got the wall. And the 5 are too fast, so you trying to see if he has anything to say in 4. '74 Spoob coming off the pit lane. Along with the 35 of Malico, again trying an undercut. They've kind of made their bed with that strategy. They're always going to be pitting a couple laps sooner than the leaders. Miz trying to fulfill his undercut, stay out in front of the guy as he passed with his strategy, and ultimately have the ultimate payoff later in the stage. Again, Miz fighting really hard against the 88 of Jay Wood. Oh, and he's one of the series greats, but just like the 88, the 20's in the playoffs as well, and he's trying for a chance at a championship come about 5 to 6 weeks time. They're all riding that outside lane. Again, we've been told and we've been shown that that is the preferred line around this racetrack, except your race leader, Corey, he's been running the inside all the way around the racetrack. The 88
still there
with the pass to the inside, trying to clear the 20 of Miz. The pass for second. Here
now
comes the 5.
All right, clear low.
Too fast for you, looking for third.
Yeah. Fucking wall.
Still there.
The 5 going for the slide job, all the way on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to slide up in front of them, but was not clear.
You got room. You're clear.
So Miz right now in third, trying to hang on to that.
Inside.
Here comes the 5 to the inside. Again, too fast for you, trying for the third position. Slide job.
Gotta be hurting on fuel.
And completes the pass. 20 back to the inside. Side by side into 1. The 20 not in the preferred line, but maybe can make the overtake again on the 5.
Wow, it slid up there.
20 back into the wall. And here he comes down pit lane. He's made his bed. Now he's got to lay in it.
We've got to be hurting on fuel. Bring it down pit lane. Slow down.
We'll be seeing the leaders on pit road shortly. Let's see if the 5 of too fast for you can gain the momentum on the 88 car. Again, the 22 of Corey still leading big time over the 88 of Jay Wood and the 5 of too fast for you.
You're clear of pit road.
Here comes the 22 to pit lane along with the 88 and the 5. 88 and the 5 really loose. Here comes the 60 in the pit lane as well. The 88 and the 5 were basically wrecking coming to pit lane, and that's just going to open up the gap to the 22 even more. It's going to be interesting to see where these guys come out in relation to the 20 of Miz. The 22 is down and away. The 88 is down and away. Here comes the 5 and the 60. The 60 goes, or the 20 goes right on by him. And again, that 22 is still far out in front. Not much of a difference there, but Miz back up to second where he was prior to getting past in his pit stop. The 61 issues on the backstretch for the 61, pulled all the way to the inside of the racetrack, and it might be a blown motor.
Or he might be out of gas.
All the way along the inside wall in the backstretch with the tow truck. '61 still on the backstretch. No word on what's happened to him. Other drivers who made the undercut, the 74 of Spoob in 5th, the 35 of Malenko in 7th. Here comes the 60 of Tran trying to pass Spoob for 5th. Couldn't complete the slide job. The 74 stays to the outside of him. If you like pit stops, don't go away, because we're not done. We still have at least one more. Most drivers may still have to make a second.
Most of everybody. Yeah.
74 got into the wall, and the 16 made easy work of it. Looks
22
like
needs
Miz
to mess
may
up.
have closed the gap a little bit.
Yep. Not much. 10th.
Again, gaining not much, but gaining anything on the 22 is a reward in hindsight. '61 still on the bottom of the racetrack. I don't believe the tow truck driver down there wants to help him. So here comes Corey through turns 3 and 4. This time he'll be coming around to 40 laps to go. Where he pitted was somewhere between 5 to 10 laps ago. I did not notate what lap he pitted. But that being said, what happened in stage 1 was everybody made 2 pit stops. What happened in stage 2, and stage 2 was 3 laps shorter, was 42 laps. Drivers tried to make it on 1 pit stop. Most drivers took 2 pit stops. So, that being said, we're getting to 40 laps here, this time 39 to go, and they pitted a while ago. We're probably going to have 2 pit stops amongst everybody. 61 on the backstretch, but he could go maybe longer and maybe make this a 1-stop stint to the end. But that does not pull through.
Middle of the run, my car falls off, he pulls away, Jay Wood catches.
Rookie debut for the 35 of Malenko, and let's put it nicely, he's had a pretty abysmal race today. He had some high points early on in the race, able to get some pit stops his way and get into the top 5, even battle for the top 3 spots at one point on a restart. But other than that, he's been really off the pace. It's unlike him in other racing series, but this one has proved to be a tough one for him. 74 is on pit lane now. 35 is as well. So this is the second to last pit stop for the 74 and the 35. The gap between second place Miz and third place Jay Wood has closed as well. Jay Wood looking to get back by second. We'll see when these guys pit. We know if they pit now, they will make it on one more stop. The 74 and the 35 coming out of the pit lane now.
Oh, you should throw the block on this 88-35. That would be awesome. Return the favor.
There was not really enough room for me to squeeze in between.
Oh, I know. Glad you didn't try.
Side by side down the front stretch. The 88 of Jay Wood to the inside of the 20 of Miz. This is the battle for second.
I didn't really worry about the block he was doing. It wasn't like having a pace anyway. After the first stage, it just went down. The first stage, I was actually racing for second. Then after
the
that,
20 of Miz trying to clear the 88.
Hold your line, got one inside. You're all clear on the bottom there.
Miz does get back by Jay Wood. Battle for second rages on. Jay Wood trying to set up the overtake on Miz. Diving back down to the inside. This time looks a little bit more promising. Side by side down the front stretch again. The 35 has a good piece of the action here. The 88 falls back in line. The 35 to the inside of the 88. The 20 has the block on the 88. 35 falls back in line. Again, the 35 is not battling for position. He just pitted. 3 wide for the second position. One's a lap car. The 88 of Jay Wood clear of Malenko and Miz. Clear of lap traffic and and the 20 of Car Miz.
Can I get down 35? Let me down 35. Thank you. I'm going in the pits. Thank you.
Here comes the 20 to pit road. Pretty good strategy if I say so. Finally lose the position, get a new fresh set of tires, and go at him again. He knows everybody has to make one more stop once they make this one. Some drivers, they're going to try to make it on one more stop. We're about 9 laps out from the point where if you pit, you can make it. And about 5 laps from the point where if you pit, you can probably save enough fuel. The 5 working his way to pit lane. That's about the first time we've seen the 5 car not pit the same lap as the 88 all race.
You're clear of pit road.
Here comes the 88 looking down the racetrack. The 88 looking for the undercut on the 22. He knows he can't make it on one stop. I don't know if the 22 is going to try to go any longer. Here comes the 22 down the racetrack. So everybody will have to make one more stop along with this one. Oh, he slides up the truck but gets back down. Remember, these drivers are allowed a little leeway on pit entry, but not much. It's going to be interesting again to see where these guys come out in relation to the 22. The 5 and the 20 are going at it.
You're clear all around there. Inside. All right, you're clear.
The 22 pulls into his box now. The 20, he gets by the 88 again. Where do they come out in relation to the 22 of Corey? The 5 trying to get to the inside of Miz. He can't get there. Corey's coming through turn 2 now. Trying to get up to speed. The gap, it's closer, but not enough. Strategy is about to get the best of at least one of these 2 drivers. Maybe one of these 4 amongst the last 30 or so laps. So Corey's still out in front, but the lead not as big as it once was. Malenko and Miz, Spoob and Malenko come out 6th and 7th. This time by the 22 comes off the turn 4, 25 laps to go. That being said, he's got to save 5 laps of fuel or make one more pit stop. And saving 5 laps, that is a tall task. Now myself, I have been able to save a lot of fuel in a lot of stints in league racing. I don't know about 5 laps at Kansas where everybody else is running about wide open and is committed to making one more stop. It's tough. This type of racing And it only comes with a specific pedal set if you
Car
have
there
a
on
clutch
the
pedal.
inside.
That's how I am able to save so many laps of
Alright,
fuel.
you're clear.
I don't think most of these guys run with wheels and have a clutch pedal. So saving fuel is harder for them, as you saw at the end of stage 2 for 20-ish laps. Drivers are running 50-60% throttle, because that's the only way you can save on this game. There's no way you can map a button to a clutch button. Right now, the 20 of Miz trying to hang on to second. The 5 of Too Fast for You, the challenger.
Still there inside.
To the inside he goes off of turn 4.
You got room. You're clear there. Car there on the inside.
Another thing to consider, do you take tires on your final pit stop? You come down, take a splash and go? You come down, take a can and 2 rights? You come down, take a splash and 4 tires? What is the winning strategy? I guess we'll have to find that out come just over 20 laps time.
Still there.
The 5 to the inside of the 20, side by side down the front stretch.
Oh, and then I hit the wall.
Right there. The 5 will clear the 20 on entry.
Careful. Still there.
Might as well hit it on exit since I had it on entry.
Alright, you're clear there.
20 laps to go here at Kansas. Corey with a huge lead over second place, and it's a battle for second between the 5 of Too Fast for You, the 20 of Miz, and the 88 of Jaywood. We're here in the 4th playoff race of 7, the beginning of round number 2, and the round that matters most to these playoff drivers. A win and a good point stay.
Careful, still there.
Gets them one step closer to racing for a championship in Homestead come 5 to 6 weeks time. They're 3 wide for second. The 5 was on the outside, the 20 was in the middle, and the 88 on the bottom. The 5 hangs on to the spot.
Being tag teamed.
You got room, you're clear.
Where's my partner? Need to tag in.
And it's Miz in a JGR Toyota who was in a JRM sandwich.
Yeah. Well, we're stay high. Oh, good shit, Jaywood. That was nice.
'74, he's coming down pit lane now. This is his final pit stop of the race. The 35 is coming down as well. The 20 is coming down as well. This is their final pit stops.
Drop your speed, driver.
What is it going to be? Will one of these 3 come out on top with the winning strategy? You can make it to the end. Pitting now. You know for sure the 74 takes 4 tires. Can only assume that the 35 is as well.
Miz is as well.
The 20 car will take 4 tires.
And he's down on the way.
The 88 of Jaywood and the 5 of Too Fast for You, they battle second and third on the racetrack. The 22 has about the entire back stretch of a lead. The 60 is on pit road. The 61 is on pit road. Oh, the 61 is done. Never mind. 61 blew an engine early on And finally got the tow truck driver to pull him behind the wall and bring him back to pit lane. Here comes the 5. Again, pitting on a separate lap from Jaywood. The 20 catching up to the 60 of Trans. That will end up being a battle for position. Right now, it's a battle for 4th.
Careful, still there.
The 88's coming down pit lane. The 22's on
You're clear
pit
all
lane.
around there.
It's now or never. Where do these guys come out in relation to each other? Here's the 20, blowing by the 5 car. He's got to get around another lap before he gets to the 22 and the 88. The 22 is down and away. Fuck. The 88 is down and away. The 20's gonna have a full head of steam on the 88 car. The story, much different for the 22 car. It seems as if Corey has survived the last blow of the strategic upset. And after the final round of pit stops, the 22 of Corey, huge lead over the 20 of Miz, the 88 of Jaywood, the 60 of Trans, the 5 of Too Fast for You as they battle for the 4th position, the 74 of Spoob in 6th, the 35 of Malenko in 7th. The 35 is on the verge of going a lap down. This time by will be, we just crossed 10 laps to go.
10 to go.
Here at Kansas. Corey is 10 laps away from locking in his spot to compete for a championship at Homestead here in the Veedverks Bandit Series. 12 wins on the season, and he's like, what's one more? All the more momentum to him when it comes to Homestead time. Nine to go. Miz going to try to hang on to the 2nd position. On the Outlaw side of things, again, at the end of last night's race in the Outlaw Series, he was deemed eliminated from playoff contention for the next round. But after a disqualification of the 19 car and a tiebreaker that came down to the 2nd best finish in the round, was the 10th place finish he had at Dover compared to the 95 car's 11th. So a 2nd place finish here, should another tiebreaker come his way in about 5 weeks, he'd get it with a 2nd place finish.
Inside.
The 88 of Jaywood to the inside. side by side down the backstretch. Jay Wood on the inside, Miz trying to hang tough in the middle lane now, squeezing him down a little bit.
Still there?
Oh shit.
They made
I thought he was
contact.
gonna go down to the apron.
Corey coming through 3 and 4. 5 laps to go here at Kansas.
Hold your
And
line, got one
he
inside.
has a monster lead.
5 to go, driver. Still there?
Jay Wood cleared Miz for second. Miz now trying to hang on to third from the 5 up too fast for you. The 5 has for inside lane.
Careful, still there.
Trying to get the slide job done. He is clear of the 20 of Miz. But he got the Miz with the crossover down the front stretch. Now he's on the inside.
Still there?
.22 of Corey. 3 laps to go. This time by will be 2 laps to go. He approaches the lap car of the 74. He's attempting to lap the 74 car. But will he put up much of an attempt? He has a huge lead. The 74, he's still in the playoffs. He's looking for one of those 4 spots at Homestead. 2 to go.
Two laps to go.
Dives to the inside of the 74 and is clear. He comes to 3 and 4. This time, when he passes the flag stand, he'll be passing under the white flag. As there is 1 lap to go here at the Kansas Lottery 300 in the Veedverks Bandit Series. Corey is
Damn it.
Last lap. It's your mark.
3/4 of a lap away from his 13th win on the season and solidifying his spot down at Homestead to compete for a championship, the Veedverks Bandit Series Championship, into turn 3. And out of turn 4, 13 wins on the season. He's going to Homestead. It's the 22 of Corey. Second place goes to the 88 of Miz. Third place, the 5
Jay
of Too
Wood.
Fast for you.
88
of Jay Wood. The 5 of Too Fast for you. The 20 of Miz comes on 4th. The 60 of Trans Am comes on 5th. The 74 of Spoob comes from 6th. The 35 of Malenko comes from 7th. The 61 of Stoner DNF'd in 8th. And the 7 car of Crazy finishes 9th. We won't be having post-race interviews. So all we can really say is, what a race. Not a single caution besides the stage yellows. 200 laps of amazing strategic racing. And what do these strategy races usually come down to? The 22 winning. It's just his thing. These guys better hope it doesn't come down to strategy at Homestead, because the 22 has it figured out. The 88 of Jay Wood, he comes home with the fastest lap, and his teammate of the 5 of Too Fast for You with the second fastest. So, what can we say? It was a great race, a very strategic race. Really interesting in the second stage to see guys go for about 20 laps at half throttle. And, yeah, we have a guy who's going to Homestead already. Corey is officially gonna be in the Bandit Series Championship finale. So we'll have the next week as an off week for 4th of July. But we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for the Veedverks Gunman Series at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in